Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about Google Calendar Connector in MuleSoft. So let's move into PPT. So here, endpoint connector for Google Calendar synchronizes the data and automates business processes between Google Calendar and third-party applications, either on-premise or on cloud. So we can schedule the meetings in any third-party applications like Teams, Slack, other applications. So it will keep the all the meetings in at one place in the Google Calendar. So we can make use of Google Calendar connector to schedule the events. And Google Calendar is a calendar and task planning application that focuses on enhancing personal and team productivity. Using Google Calendar, individuals can easily schedule tasks and meetings. So they can also share events with colleagues through an easy to use calendar interface. So we can schedule the events. We can discuss about important topics, and it will improve the productivity of organization, and we can easily schedule the meetings using Google Calendar, where we can see all the events at one place, and also it will share the invites to all the people who we are adding while creating an event. And the Google Calendar connector is built on top of the Google Calendar REST APIs and is used to integrate MuleSoft application with Google Calendar. So Google Calendar connector is built on top of the REST API, and it is a REST API we are consuming in the Mule application. So it will call the Google Calendar API. It will create the event and we'll get the event details. We can make a call to that REST API. And some common use cases for connectors, Google Calendar connector, improve scheduling efficiency. It will remove the manual effort of scheduling events that are part of established processes. For example, you can create a 15-minute stretch meeting automatically whenever a high severity customer issue is received. Like in our Mule application, any severe issue occurs, like in system doesn't work. Uh, Due to some connectivity issue. So we can create a meeting using Google Calendar connector at the error handling part automatically. So we can identify the issue and resolve that. And second use case is enhance employee productivity. And it will sync event details such as customer calls from external assistants like Trello, Asana, and other task planning apps into Google Calendar, so that individuals have all of their scheduled engagement in one place. So from any third-party application, if we create a event to the Google Calendar, we can see all at one place. So we can check the Google Calendar, and wherever any free time is there, we can schedule the event by checking the Google Calendar. It is important to in the corporate offices to schedule the meeting by checking the free time, and will add the participant if we have the free time at that particular event time. And last use case is streamline collaboration. Integrate your team calendar with your team channel on messaging systems like Slack and Teams, so that anytime you schedule a new event on your team calendar, your team receives a new notification. Suppose we have a team channels in the Teams. So if you schedule any meeting, it will send the invite to all the people in the Teams. So this is the overview of Google Calendar Connector. We go for implementation. So before going to implementation, I will show the how we are using HTTP request, HTTP REST API of Google Calendar. So for that, first we have to navigate to the Google Cloud Console, google.com, and in that go to first select the project. I will create the new project. I have already created the project. For you to show the configuration, I will create one project. So click on new project. Uh, Here, give the project name. Here I'll give test calendar 1. So as I have created already, to give unique name, I'm creating this. So here you have to locate the organization. We can give any organization if you are having. Otherwise, you can keep it as empty optional. Click on create and go to select the project which we have created, test calendar. Now go to API services and enable the API. Click on enable APIs and services. So search for Google Calendar. So we get the first one, Google Calendar API. Click on that and click on enable. Now we have to create the credentials. Create credentials. Click on create credentials. So here now go to credentials. Now create configure. Click on configure consent screen and click on get started. Give the application name sample any application name. Here I will give uh, calendar and give the user support mail. I'm giving my personal mail and click on next. And here configure the audience as external. Any external user with valid email can access this and click on next. So to get any mail, if any issue occur in the project, we have to give the email. So I'm giving my personal email and click on next. And I'll check this, I'll agree and continue. Then create. And then go to branding. Here everything keep same as it is and go to audience. Now we have to add the test users. So we have to add the emails of the user who are going to test. I'm adding my email only, so we can add any number of emails here and go to clients. Here we have to create a client to get the client ID and client secret. So create, click on application type, select web application. Then we have to name that application web client name. Here I will add MuleSoft where we are calling this. We are using this REST API and give the authorized redirect URL where it will navigate the token to this URL. HTTP localhost 8081 callback. Now click on create. Now we get the client ID and client secret, and we have to copy this. If we close this, we don't get, and or else we can download the JSON file, and we can get the client ID client secret from there. And as I'm using previous project client ID client secret and not copying this, so you have to copy this to use to make the connector configuration, and go to data access, keep everything same. If you want to add scopes, we can add. So I'm keeping empty. I'm not adding any scopes. By default, it will take all the scopes. That's it. So now we'll go to implementation. I have already created the application where we have three flows. In the first flow, it will list all the events scheduled in the Google Calendar with my email, and I will show the flow. So it is a listener configuration. I'm given calendar as a path, and in the events list, we have a calendar connector configuration. I will show this here. This access type prompt base here came by default and not touching that. And we have to configure this consumer key, consumer secret, where we get from that project in the cloud console. And these authorization URL, token URL scopes are pre-configured. And here add the listener configuration. So it will use this configuration, 8081 port, and callback URL, give the path of the callback, and give the authorized path to authorize the application, and give the external callback URL which we have configured in the project, and also give the configure the other store to store the tokens. This is the connector configuration. And in the events list general configuration, I am passing the calendar ID as my email. We have to pass this email which we are testing with, and we can all configure these remaining fields also. For now, I'm keeping by default fields only. So these fields are used to filter the responses. So time in means the meeting with minimum time will be fetched, and like this all the max and attendance, we can set the max attendance like this, and we get the array of multiple events. So we can check all the events created in the Google Calendar with my email, and I'm transferring the payload into JSON. In the second flow, I'm fetching the event details using the event ID. So I am connector is same. I'm using Google Calendar connector only, and calendar is ID as my email, and event ID as a event ID which we get from the get call of list all segments, list all events. If we pass this event ID, it will give the event details of one particular event only, and we can configure this also. I'm keeping by default only. And another flow I have created is events insert. So here I'm passing the calendar ID, and I'm passing the payload to create the event. It will create the event in the Google Calendar of my account. So I forgot to tell this, to get the Google Calendar component module, go to endpoint exchange, search for Google Calendar. Sorry. Sorry, it should give. Wait, I'll show, change my account. Here we have Google Calendar connector. Add this and click on finish. It will add the Google Calendar module, where we have many operations. So many operations we can perform on the Google Calendar, and I Sorry guys, my system got hanged. So I have deployed the application. Now we can go to Postman and send the request. So I have created already three requests to create the event, to get all the events and to get one particular event. So it is this is the request to get all the events scheduled in my Google Calendar. So I before hitting the request, we need to authorize. I have shown the authorization your authorized pathway. So HTTP localhost. Okay. So we have to select the mail. I have configured this my personal email, right? So I will select this and click on continue, and I'm giving all the access and hit on continue. It will generate the token. Token is successfully generated. After authorization, we have to send the request to our API. So I will send the request. If we observe, I'm getting an array with payload of multiple event. So in that each event, we are having the ID, status, and created, updated summary of the event. And these are some emails, a calendar events that are scheduled in my calendar. So we have created organizer, start date and end date, and also it will give the reminders to get the reminder before 10 minutes, 30 minutes. It is like for all events. So to get one particular event details, we make use of this ID. We can call, I will copy this. So if you observe the summary is VA app recharge now for one number. So we'll get this event details. I will send the request in another API. This I'm using to get one particular event details. So I will change this ID and I will hit the send button. So we are getting the one particular event details. See if you observe somewhere VA app recharge now for number like this, we'll get event details. And to create the event, I have created one sample payload that includes summary, location, that means Google Meet only, and description of that meet and start time, date, time zone, and for end also you have to configure this and attendees who are people who we want to invite. We can add their emails in this, and we can also set the reminders, pop up or mail reminder. And I want to create this event. I'll change the date. Today is 2026. So I'll schedule it on 13th. Sorry, this is the month. I'll schedule it for 13th. And 01 13. It is at 10 o'clock. Time is 10. It is at 11. For 1 hour, I'm scheduling the event. So I have given my two emails. So I will hit now send button. So we'll get the event ID, event details. So event has created. So status has confirmed, and we have got the event ID on all the event payload. So I will show the event which we got in the email. So I got the email for that event. Like this, how we can create the events, and easily we can share the invite to automatically it will share the invite. And if they accept this, they will get the reminder before 30 minutes. So it is my Google Calendar. It is already scheduled. See, uh, so we use this Google Calendar to automatically schedule the meetings whenever any issue occur in our new projects. This is how we use this. So so that's it, guys. Thanks for listening.